What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. If Just Cause 3 is a game you enjoyed when it first released and kind of like still enjoy it up to today, I want you to drop a like on this video because this video is all about, is Just Cause 3 the most underrated game in the last more or less 2 years in the open world scenery when it comes down to games that I guess you can compare to like GTA and, you know, other open world franchises with the same action genre. I always see these in the comment section below, and that's why I wanted to make this video, because I myself, you know, you guys see me still play Just Cause 3 and so forth, and I definitely do agree. You know, it has crossed my mind that this definitely has to be one of the most underrated games by a long shot. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of people still play this game, a lot of people did play the game when it came out, and a lot of people did have fun. But I was doing a list for another video that's upcoming in the next week or so of the most like underrated open world games, right? Just in general, kind of like in the last 3 years, and that's why Just Cause 3 came across my mind. Now, I wanted to make this video to share opinions with you guys, and for you guys to get in the comment section below and also share your opinions with me, alright? Because I feel it's kind of like a game that we need to crack down on what the issue was and why it actually didn't reach its full potential. Now, me personally, I wouldn't say it is the best game ever. I mean, like any other game, no game is perfect, right? There are definitely going to be downfalls to some extent, and I think it's very, very obvious to everyone to say that the frame rate was probably one of the main key reasons that Just Cause 3 kind of didn't reach its potential, because it pissed off a lot of people, especially on console. Before I did switch over to PC, I was playing on the PlayStation 4, and when I went over into the city, I seriously thought it was something wrong with my console, because the way the frame rates had dropped was absolutely crazy. And of course, when you're on console, you can't actually see the frame rate, but when I was on PC and I was using Fraps, and of course it shows the frame rate in the top left corner wherever you want it to, you can see how much it dropped instantly from, like, you know, compared to any other place on the map. Now, this was an issue that of course was, you know, sent over to the Just Cause 3 team, and I feel like it was something that they did try to fix, but it was kind of like inevitable. It wasn't something they could actually sort out, and that again is probably one of the main reasons why it didn't reach its full potential. Now, second of all, I do feel it is a game that if you have a creative mindset, it's a perfect game for you. Definitely 100%. If you have, you know, like a crazy mind and you just have a bunch of crazy ideas that you want to try, this is your game. And I know a lot of people might be complaining about it not having multiplayer at the time, but I'll give you another example. Your mind is a limit, like literally, because again, back when I was doing challenges in the very early stages of this game's release, I did actually do it all by myself, which was super weird. Like, I would do multiplayer challenges technically, but still playing solo, single player, no one else in the game. So again, it really kind of pushed your creativity to its limit, and I think that was kind of like another reason why it didn't reach its full potential. Because when you see games like GTA 5, for example, that's been out since 2013. How many years? Like what? Coming up to maybe 4 years, something like that? Or it could be borderlining 5 years. But that game is still going just like it came out a couple of months ago, and you would think like it would slowly die down, but in fact it's actually slowly graduated, right? There are just more and more people still tuning into the game. Now, even though it is a game where, again, creativity when it comes down to mods and whatnot, right, it is still key, right? And it still has that, you know, functionality, I guess you could say. But when you go on to like the core, you know, sector of people that play video games, which of course is on the console, you realize that when it comes down to challenges, it's not exactly the game. It is the type of game that allows you to go around and do a bunch of crazy shit, but then with the online feature and, you know, the different game modes, that is what really draws in players. So I've always said to myself, right, because even when the Just Cause 3 multiplayer mod came out, yeah, it makes Just Cause 3 fun, but but of course again it's only on of course the PC, which really does suck because it just simply isn't in their power to move it over to console. They simply do not have the I wouldn't know what to say, the functionality again, if that's a word I can use, and same with the actual team themselves. It just takes way much more like stuff like behind the scenes to actually make that possible. But these are like one of the core things why I feel this game didn't reach its full potential. But the point of this video is to clear the messages from you guys always saying, you know, this game is a dead game. This game, for instance, is just a game that didn't reach its full potential. I think it still has it. It definitely, for me personally, if I didn't have a PC, I probably would stop playing the game 100%, simply because you lack things to do in the game. Once you do all challenges and stuff like that, there's not really much else to do. But for the PC side, of course, with the mods and whatnot, it still gives that creativeness to the game, hence why I still make videos in it, to just make you guys entertained, I guess you could say, and happy as a whole. But I definitely feel it is one of the most underrated games. It's probably going to go on the list for that video that I will be making in the next week or so, so definitely check out that one, because there are some games in there that were overhyped as well, which is another key thing, because Just Cause 3 wasn't an overhyped game, believe it or not. It was pretty much average, and then it was overhyped when it did come out, which of course worked in a good side. It worked in, you know, for the best. But I think they should really learn from certain things in the future. Even though their main core is a sandbox single player game, I think they should focus more on the console people and giving functionalities in the game to kind of keep it a game that stays alive for a long time, just like GTA 5. But again, that might be a thing where it's just simply having the ability to play with a different player in the entire world, or just a function of having two player. But I want you guys to get in the comment section below. This was just a little discussion video. Again, like I said, I'm making that video that's coming up very shortly in the next week, so it's going to be an interesting one to see your thoughts. So drop them in the comment section below. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you very much for your support, and I will catch you in the next one. But till then, I hope you have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and adios amigos.